We head to the West Coast to close out this night in the USL Championship from Cardinale Stadium in Seaside, California. It is Monterey Bay FC playing host to Memphis 901. Tonight's match is presented by the Britannia Arms. With the former pro striker Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us. Well, these two teams, they've already matched up one time this season. You go back to April 20th. It started out quick, but in the end, it was Monterey Bay getting a 2-1 win on the day.
And you look at Frank Gallup's side, you go into this hostile environment, which is Memphis 901. It's an uh-oh moment for Lara. We talk about the quality for Frank Gallup, what's Tristan Traeger, and then it's Lara that makes his dues. Really good header to that far post, and Monterey Bay steal all 3 points going back to California.
Well, the player that has been scoring a lot of the goals this year for Monterey Bay, it's the new signing, Tristan Traeger.
And he's going to stay high. He's a workhorse with the ability to run the channels and stretch the opposition. But the question is, for Frank Gallup in this Monterey Bay side, number one, what does the service look like into him, and how clinical can he be in around that 18-yard box? Because he could be a game changer for this home side.
Well, last time out for Memphis, one of their 3 wins in this USL Championship regular season, and they scored 4 goals against Tampa Bay.
And it's not an easy feat playing against the Rowdies because they were really in form coming into this game. But you score 4 goals, you're going to brew with confidence, whether it was Marlon, Fernando, or Zach, players that can contribute on that final third. I do think for Steven Glass, how confident can they be in the first 5 minutes of getting the rhythm quickly is going to be key.
And for Marlon, he has been leading this attack this year. A couple of goals to go along with 3 assists this year.
He can play centrally, he can play in wide areas, he can beat you 1v1, he can beat you through combination play. He's going to be a special player for Steven Glass. You want him to get the ball high up the field, the ability to express himself. How confident can he be for this Memphis 901 side? He needs to be very good if they have any hopes of stealing points.
Well, we are building you up to first kick tonight from Seaside, California. Both these teams knocked out of the Open Cup in the midweek and trying to get things back on track. It's Monterey Bay and Memphis 901 first kick, and lineups coming up next.
Let's go! I'm about to make my grand entrance.
Do you want to go to the game tonight? Yeah!
Let's go! I am the future, yeah. I am the future, yeah. Let's go. I am the future, yeah. 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 Let's go. I am the future, yeah. I am the
Montage Health, your hometown team.
Something that is built, it takes time.
This one's for the underdog that gets up before the sun comes up. Success is something that suggests that you have made an extra effort above and beyond what your competitors and other people do. Success at Coastal is making sure that we do your job right and we take care of your family and we take care of our family. We are Coastal. We are family.
Getting set for first kick, we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with Monterey Bay and Frank Gallup, who makes 10 changes.
Really going to be interesting for Monterey Bay, but you look at this lineup, the talent that he has at his disposal. It comes down to Baca, it comes down to Fair. Look for them to be at that security blanket in front of that back four to dictate tempo, and then it all comes down to that front four. That front four has the fluidity to go as they see fit. Traeger, he's going to stay high. We play that we highlighted in the open. Look for him to occupy the center backs, and then Boone, Enriquez, and Dixon. The ability to be direct, but can beat players through combination play.
And that 10 changes from the Open Cup this week. As for Memphis, they also play to the Open Cup the opposite. They make 0 changes.
And they were really strong against FC Dallas. So how do you build on that performance for Stephen Glass? You look at Borzak, you look at Marlon, very similar to the profile that they play, very direct and like to be vertical in their runs. Fernando, Lapa, Hyndman, and Duncan, players that want to combine and spray the ball from left to right. For Memphis 901, how do you weather the storm and get those legs underneath you to send yourself into this game?
With that, we are just about set for first kick here tonight. Both of these teams trying to get things back on track after Open Cup losses in the midweek. But right now for Monterey Bay, they have lost 3 straight games in all competitions and are looking for a bit of a slump buster here today. As for Memphis, though, they finally got things back on track in the league against Tampa Bay, a 4-1 win as we showed you. Before that, it was also a 3-0 win over Birmingham Legion away from home. And now they come all the way out to the West Coast for this one tonight. That is our referee. It is Kyle Johnston. Once he blows his whistle, we will get this one underway tonight. These teams just meeting a few weeks ago. It just so happens it was the last loss in the league for Memphis, and it was the last win in the league for Monterey Bay. Currently 5 points separate these two sides in the Western Conference. A chance for Memphis just to climb the standings a little bit more. A 61-degree night as we get things underway from the California coast. There's the whistle, and away we go. It's Memphis 901 and Monterey Bay as we kick things off. The last game to kick off on tonight's USL Championship action. And there's an early touch for Kai Green, the lone player that stays in the starting lineup for Frank Yallop's side that suffered a 2-0 loss against Sacramento. But right now, this Monterey Bay side, 340 minutes in all competitions without a goal. The last goal they scored was Alex Lara against Memphis in the 70th minute back on April the 20th. They've got to get things going in the attack.
You just look at the talent, especially in the attacking phase for Frank Yallop, Tristan Traeger, Alex Dixon, players that can produce that little bit of individual brilliance. But it all comes down to Moby Fair and Baca. How do you get those players on the ball higher up the field?
Comes in field for Lapa, trying to find Borzak. Clear to the top of the area. Lapa chips it forward. It's headed away. Marlon sends it out wide. Jimenez lofting it in. Borzak's up for it. That's some English on that ball as it hit the turf. Duncan trying to keep the ball alive. And Memphis will do just that with Akeem Ward. Good start here for Memphis 901. First ever trip to Seaside for Memphis. The 2 previous meetings between these two sides, a 1-0 win for Monterey Bay. That was last year. And of course, the 2-1 win as we've showed you here tonight. A tough game for Memphis in the midweek against FC Dallas. Well, they only conceded the 1 goal. They never really had a lot going forward in that game. Never really tested Martin Paz in goal for FC Dallas. A good showing overall for Memphis going on the road into a tough environment against pretty much the first team for FC Dallas. This is rolled forward again, trying to flick it forward. Marlon, he'll circle it back. Hyndman taking off the ball. And there's Traeger. Frank Yallop told us this week getting Rafael Baca back in the lineup will be absolutely crucial for this Monterey Bay side. Such an important player right in the heart of that midfield. He has been out since April 27th against Orange County. And just trying to get things back on track. Good start here for Memphis as they'll stay on the front foot. Duncan through the lines. Marlon brings this forward. It's Luis Fernando. It's blocked. Still loose in front. And it's a foul as it ended up in the midsection there of the Monterey Bay player. That's Carlos Guzman, who is down and staying down.
It's been impressive to see this Memphis 901 side just start this game. The ball's moving extremely quick. They do seem up for the challenge. Zach Duncan requires so much attention, but just watch the movement. The player's getting advanced into that final third. A bit awkwardly as Duncan tries to get on the end of it. Good confident goalkeeping from Siaha. And like you said, Josh, awkwardly just gets stuck. And Guzman.
Guzman who has had to fill in at left back for this Monterey Bay side as of recent because of suspensions to Walmer Martinez and injuries to Grant Robinson, one of the natural left backs for this team. And Frank Yallop is very pleased about what he has provided. Guzman being checked out here early on. There's a look at Frank Yallop, who said they just weren't quite at their best against Sacramento in the midweek. A bit of a shaky start. They still had chances, but he said overall it's hard to come with a team that hasn't played together a whole lot. As we mentioned, the 10 changes between that game and this game. Guzman back on his feet, and he will continue on. Siaha will put this back in play. 5 minutes gone. Memphis has been on the front foot. See if Monterey Bay can grow into this game at all on their home field. It's turned over again. And Guzman still waiting to come back onto the field. Referee has to wave him on. And now he's good to re-enter. This is floated forward. Floated forward, chested down by Borzak. Marlon was caught. Rafael Baca commits the foul. It's a free kick coming for Memphis 901.
Once again, really good action from Memphis 901. It's the ability to hit a ball on a rope from Turchi. Understanding, as Borzak is saying hi, there needs to be movement underneath him. And as you showed the bottom of your studs, you're always going to get in trouble.
Now maybe a chance to hit this, although it slid forward and it's broken up. And again, Monterey Bay just can't get out of their own half at the moment. Lapa is tripped, and Dixon commits the foul. Memphis want to go quickly, and they can smell blood in the water here. Trying to get something going early.
We keep talking about Baca and Fair in the center of the park, but that's when you need to lean on their experience to settle this thing down and slow this game down, because it's been all one-way traffic for the visitors here, Josh. You need them to put their foot on it and take the sting out of this Memphis 901 attacking unit. It's 8 minutes in. That's a really good ball.
Borzak having to turn it back. Borzak sends the cross in, just a bit too tall. Akeem Ward out of play. Marlon was lurking and Ward tried his luck.
Has the freedom to roam as he sees fit. Akeem Ward on this near side. Their work rate on both sides of the ball. It's a really difficult technique to get that on target. Yet again, you just see Memphis 9-1 putting a lot of pressure here on the home side early on.
There's Ward. All Memphis in the opening 8 minutes. Lapa turning it back. We've talked to 2 coaches ahead of Memphis games this week. We did the FC Dallas game. The first player to come out of the mouth of both coaches, Bruno Lapa. That's how important of a player he is for this Memphis side as it's played forward for Akeem Ward. Now Emerson Hindman. Lapa, who was a 2020 USL Championship first-team player. 3 years with Birmingham Legion, now 2 with Memphis, this being his second. Hindman right through the middle and easily taken by Siaha.
And he's a special player, Bruno Lapa. The space that he picks up between the lines, but how technical he is in tight spaces. He likes to combine with the players around him, and as a number 9, as an attacking player, when you have a player that has a vision, as Lapa does, it's a joy to have, because you know if you make the right run, you will get the ball.
Moved out wide. And finally something coming forward for Monterey Bay. Not even sure they had a touch inside their attacking half before now. Green under some pressure. Finds Maury Donor. Able to touch this upfield and slid it behind. Alex Dixon's in. The square ball was too far out in front. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Flag was up. Might just want Dixon to take that regardless, though.
This is the risky run if you try to press high for Memphis 9-1. That initial line is beat. There is real estate to operate in. And Maury Donor as an outside back, just so good, but this extra touch from Traeger just throws off Dixon about 2 yards. He does well to find the space, but it needs to be first touch out of your body. The second touch needs to be played into the path of Dixon. Nice little glimpse of how explosive this Monterey Bay side can be.
Marlon having to pick himself up. Free kick for Memphis. Again, floated forward. Headed away. And here's Baca. Great ball into space. Traeger's onto it. First time effort. It was deflected coming in. Not a convincing clearance, but now out for a Monterey Bay throw-in. Played out wide again. Touched in field. Boone. Boone gets the cross in. Dixon was in there. A chance for Enriquez. Still battling. Turchi will win this battle for Memphis. Physical game early on, and these teams played each other, what, 3 weeks ago, and they're picking up right where they left off.
I think it's being played at 100 miles per hour. You start to see how direct this Monterey Bay side can be, especially with the front three, the willingness.
Traeger trying to turn the corner. And again, Turchi there to dispel the danger.
Willingness to challenge this back line from Memphis 9-1, whether it is Traeger, Boone, or Enriquez.
Chance to cross, it was blocked. Now Borzak for Memphis. Keeps it on the turf and moves it out wide. Luis Fernando trying to come in field and taken off the ball. It was Alex Lara putting the challenge in. Moby Fair for Maury Donor. Back for Fair, trying to time the run with Traeger, and they didn't time it correctly.
And it's the right type of runs from Traeger. He needs to wait a second longer to keep himself onside, because there is space in between the both center backs, as Turchi and Vom Steeg. But 14 minutes in have shown the ability to be not on the same page. As one steps, the other one drops. So it all comes down to timing now for number 9 from the home side.
It's a couple of times now they've gotten into good areas, and the offside flag has stopped all further progress. Here's Turchi. Hakeem Ward trying to play it down the line. Borzak gets a touch to it. Ward again. Duncan will get the return ball. Zach Duncan. Arlone moves it back out wide. Another chance to cross. It was a header that was taken by Borzak. He couldn't direct it on frame. And Monterey Bay will look to play out. 15 minutes in. Here's Baca. Kai Green and Maury Donor. A missed touch. Right out of play. Memphis again looking forward. This is played down the line. It's a foul. No yellow cards given out yet. Guzman will get back defensively. Duncan trying to connect with Heinman. It was just behind Lapa, and now maybe a chance to break for Monterey Bay. Fair plays it back for Guzman.
Yeah, that ball from Moby Fair needs to be forward, because as Memphis 9-1, they commit a lot of numbers in the attacking phase of this game. They leave themselves vulnerable going back the other way, especially with the ongoing runs that we've seen from your attacking group. Play direct, challenge the shape of Memphis 9-1.
Kai Green and Maury Donor. Dixon switches the point of attack. Just a goal and assist for Alex Dixon so far this year. Remember, he had a hat trick on opening day last year, which really kick-started his season. Dixon has really had a good time so far here in Monterey Bay. 13 goals in 35 appearances in all competitions last year. That was a career high. Now this is played in a wide position for Chase Boone. The cutback is there for Traeger. Trying to scoop it forward. Running into Chase Boone as Boone gets back into the play. Shot was blocked. Baca's calling for it. He'll get it here. Now Maury Donor. Donor gets it back. Dixon. Cross comes in. It wasn't dealt with initially. Lara coming forward. Now he's out of position as Memphis maybe looked to counter. He recovered well. It's now one time on either side where they play back instead of trying to catch numbers forward. Borzak. Here's Lapa. Floated out wide and too tall out of play.
Formed a nice little relationship for receiving glass in the center of the park. As Emerson Heidman will stay a little bit deeper, so that gives Zach Duncan the ability to fill in the gaps high up the field, so you can play as a double 10 with him and Bruno Lapa underneath Marlon. The other side of that, if you are Monterey Bay, how do you isolate that single pivot? And you create overloads, whether it is Alex Dixon or Sugar Henriquez on either side of him. It's a nice little tactical battle 20 minutes in that we're seeing in the center of the park here.
Some interesting scorelines around the league tonight. Phoenix getting a draw against Detroit City. As Memphis look and field again. This bounces in for Siaha, but Sacramento Republic 90+3 equalizing against Rhode Island. And Orange County 3-0 defeat against Louisville, but how about the switchbacks? Handing Hartford a 5th straight loss. 2-0 a win tonight as Colorado Springs beats Brendan Burke. That's a juicy fixture. Maybe something on here for Monterey Bay, cutting it in! Was he tripped? He was! A point to the spot! Monterey Bay have a penalty! Traeger making it happen!
We talked about the runs from Traeger. How clever this little bump. Throws Vom Steeg off just enough. It's not a foul, but this touch is exquisite. To go back the other way and wrong foot. Turchi, as Vom Steeg is trying to recover, swipes out the back legs from Traeger, and it's a really good opportunity for Monterey Bay to go up a goal here in the 22nd minute.
It is Alex Dixon who again will step to the spot. Monterey Bay 2 for 2 on penalties this year. Traeger scored one against Memphis earlier this year. Dixon has one as well. Dixon against Tyler Derrick. Alex Dixon, it's saved! Tyler Derrick keeps it at 0-0. A big early moment in this game. Really the first big chance of this game for Monterey Bay. And gotten turf pellet stuck in his eye.
Take a look at it, it's a clear foul. The right leg catches, Vom Steeg catches Tristan Traeger on the follow through. Not the best as a pen from Dixon. It's a comfortable height, not in the corner whatsoever. It'll take nothing away from Derek. Fantastic goalkeeping to make himself big and to keep this thing 0-0.
Monterey Bay handed a great opportunity to open the scoring after they were absorbing a lot of early pressure. And all for naught as this game remains scoreless. Marlon trying to touch it around the corner. Was he caught? The referee says play on, and it's Bruno Lapa saved and spilled, but taken by Siaha. Back and forth we go, Ricky. Like Marlon is down.
Does well to win the initial challenge, but that's a foul. But give credit to our referee to play advantage. Fantastic ball. First time from Zach Duncan and Bruno Lapa trying to find that far post and really wrong foot Siaha. He does well to get up and recover this ball. That's a hard challenge for Marlon between him and Kai Green.
Stephen Glass talking things over with the fourth official.
Let me hear you, Union.
Marlon off the field under his own power. Marlon back onto the field now for Memphis, 25 minutes in. This Memphis side won 2 in a row in the league after losing 5 league games in a row. They did win their opening game of the season against Las Vegas. It's been a bit of a streaky season so far for Memphis as they come into the Western Conference in 2024. Team that's reached the playoffs the last 3 years, but only 1 playoff win in club history. Came in 2022 against Detroit. That stayed in play along the touchline. Here's Hakeem Ward. And not on the same page as Dylan Borzak.
This left-hand side for Memphis, side of 1 has been very active between Borzak and Ward. Nice little relationship. Understand as Borzak provides the width. It's the underlapping run from Hakeem Ward that's been causing problems for Monterey Bay.
Ward shaken up here. That's Chewy Enriquez and Hakeem Ward, who were former teammates with the Oakland Roots. A fun matchup when they can go up against each other. That's one of your former teammates. Creighton Blue Jays.
There you go.
Shout out. Lapa plays it centrally. Here's Borzak and cleared away. Played over the top. Monterey Bay built into this game a little bit better, but most of their opportunities have come in transition. Like this one here, Chase Boone leading the break. Jimenez denies that opportunity. Now Alex Dixon. Well, it's curious now, who's the penalty taker for Monterey Bay? Should they get another one? Traeger scored his this year, and now Dixon's 1 for 2. Played over the top, and there's Akeem Ward to bring this onto his chest. Baca wins possession back for Monterey Bay. Chuy Enriquez. Maury Donor gets it back. Return ball out wide. The service is too strong. Enriquez going to ground. He'll concede a throw-in. Foul. Borzak was caught. Memphis trying to make some of that early pressure pay off as this will funnel through for Siaha once again. This goalless streak continues for Monterey Bay. In the first few years of this Monterey Bay club, it seems like they've gone in streaks. They've lost a bunch in a row, then they've won some games. They had 2 losing streaks of 3 or more games last season. It was 3 games to end the season. They had a 5-game losing streak in July and August. Only had 8 draws, though. 11 wins, 15 losses, Monterey Bay last year. It's turned over again. Now Lapa. Borzak. It's the second time that's happened in that same spot. They've kept it in play both times. Heineman. Duncan through the lines. Luis Fernando. He wanted to try his luck. Instead, he'll lay it off for Akeem Ward. Fernando will get it back. Lapa lofting it too far. And out of play. Goal kick.
The really difficult technique from that distance with the opposing back line sitting about 12 yards away from their defending goal. You have to have the right weight and a delicate touch to put it on the foot of an oncoming run from Jimenez. I do think this Memphis 901 side is at their best when the ball is moving quick, especially higher up the field. A lot of movement. It's a bad giveaway.
Akeem Ward. Stieg. Return to California. He's from Santa Barbara, where his dad is the coach at UCSB. That's where he grew up. Baca catching Duncan there, and Duncan wanting something from the referee. He acknowledged it, but said play on. Lofted out of play, nothing doing for Memphis, and it seems like after that fast start, things have slowed down a bit, and maybe credit Monterey Bay for a little bit of that.
You have to give credit to Monterey Bay, their defensive structure, getting many numbers behind the ball, making life very difficult for Memphis to beat you between the lines, something that we come to accustom for this Memphis side, especially early on.
And pressure here on Maury Donor. Over the top, something for Chuy Enriquez to run onto. Turchi, all he can do is head out of play. Looking to play in behind. There's Vom Steeg to get it out. Jimenez in some trouble. It's turned over. Chase Boone lining up a shot, a big header. This will carry him out of play. It's a corner kick, but Turchi is shaken up after that one.
Not the best decision from Vom Steeg. As you see, Tristan Traeger coming across and helping and pick the pocket of Jimenez. Chase Boone just tattoos this thing. The technical ability with the bravery from Turchi as well. It's the wrong end of that. Good to see him back on his own power.
It's a bagel corner kick for Monterey Bay. Chuy Enriquez to deliver. High lofted ball. Guzman was up for it. Dixon for Baca, and back for Dixon. Down the line, Guzman cuts it in. Guzman, the cross in front, it's turned in! Moby Fair touches it home! Monterey Bay strikes first!
The composure from Baca and then the decision making to not overcomplicate things. But what about this touch? Thank you very much, Guzman. That's one thing to pull it off, but it's a completely different thing when you have the execution to put this ball in, to bend it away from Derek. He can't make a play on it. It's behind his back line for Memphis 901. As a center midfielder, picking and choosing your times when to advance into the attacking 18-yard box. Moby Fair gets it right from front to back. Top-class football as Monterey Bay take the lead here.
Maybe an unlikely source, but it is his second goal of the season. He scored back on March 30th against San Antonio in the 2-1 loss on the road. And now Monterey Bay playing from in front, and I'm not sure if maybe it's warranted or not, but regardless, they missed the penalty, so they do have now the 1-0 lead, and they will take it. If you're Memphis and you're Stephen Glass, you're thinking we weren't ruthless enough in those opening few minutes, and now we have to chase this game.
Yeah, we had a lot of the ball, especially higher up the field, but we're not, like you said, the ability to really test Siaha whatsoever. Especially when you go on the road. This game is won and lost in both boxes, defensively and offensively, taking your chances and being very stingy on the other side of it. You take nothing away from the quality from Guzman. The skillfulness to go up and over to understand the challenge just coming in. That's one thing, but also to put in a ball with enough pace and enough precision to bend it behind Vom Steeg and Turchi. Because if they make a play on it, it's prone to be a mistake and up in the back of the net. And then Derek getting caught in no man's land. Can't read it. A fantastic goal, fantastic work from the left back.
Found the middle. And for Moby Fair, that is now a career high in goals in the USL Championship. 2 years with Las Vegas, now in his third year with Monterey Bay. He did score 2 goals in his 1 season in the V League in Vietnam back in 2017. Frank Gallup had some good things to say about Moby Fair, who says he's found a nice spot in this team in the midfield. And that's going to be a foul against Monterey Bay. Free kick coming for Memphis.
And these 7+ remaining for Memphis 9-1 is going to be really interesting, really important as well. If you can claw one back, you can make this thing very interesting. The remainder, set pieces are a fantastic way to claw yourself back into this game. So looking for quality from Jimenez here to cause a little bit of chaos between Siaha and his back line.
Jimenez delivers. Flicked out wide for Turchi, who tries to send it back centrally. And out of play. Down the line, Marlon. Throw in Memphis. Turchi swings it around the near side. Akeem Ward. Floated forward, Lara Green. Headed into the corner and swept clear. Out for a throw-in.
Just watch the spacing of Emerson Heineman and Zach Duncan as this first half has progressed. There's taking a little bit higher of a line. And what that's doing, that's really pinning back Moby Fair and Baca. So it makes that pocket of space very difficult to play in between. But if you play in front of them, now you bait them to step out, and that's when you can get Bruno Lapa in those soft spots. So the balance is just a little bit off for Memphis on a 1 over the last 10 to 15 minutes here.
Turchi. And Borzak. Duncan through the middle, touched away. Lapa for Borzak. Dylan Borzak came through to Siaha, who made a pretty straightforward save.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. As Zach Duncan is higher, now the game becomes that much more compact, but give credit to him. He recovers extremely well. And Borzak is very direct in the way that he likes to play, going at his individual defender, but not enough to beat Siaha.
Here's Duncan looking to move it out wide. Borzak, deflected shot. Borzak gets it back. It's a foul against Borzak. Stephen Glass looking on, trying to keep this good streak going in the league. They've scored 7 goals with just 1 reply, now 2 replies in the USL Championship. Here's Kai Green, and now Maury Donor. Ward got the last touch. Will go the way of Memphis 901, much to the crowd's displeasure. Ward. Here's Luis Fernando. He gets the return ball. It's cut out again. A foul as Marlon is brought down. Free kick on the way. Also for Monterey Bay, that scoreless streak ended at 375 minutes. Now Bruno Lapa stands over this. Oscar Jimenez having a look as we enter 4 minutes of stoppage time. Jimenez runs away. It's Bruno Lapa who chips it in. It's headed towards goal, but taken by Siaha. Not much power on that header. Siaha sends it upfield. It bounces once. Dixon was closest to it, and Ward will head it back to Tyler Derrick.
And we've seen Valmsteeg and Turchi have a very difficult time dealing with balls being whipped in and very direct in between them. No one really taking the initiative to make an initial action on it. Haven't really seen Memphis 901 get any sort of rhythm as of late.
Donor down the line. Boone. It's a corner kick. It's a bagel corner kick.
Really good recognition from Boone. Make this darting run across the field. Understands that pressure is coming. So I keep this thing on side. I give my side an opportunity to win a really dangerous set piece right before halftime.
Enriquez, high lofted ball in. Falls for Dixon, who sends it out of play. Frank Yallop, I think, has to be decently pleased about this first half, absorbing pressure early. Missed penalty. They do get the goal in the end. That goal was brought to you by Taylor Farms. Here's Turchi. It's cut out by Enriquez. Turchi again in the final minute of this first half. Luis Fernando. Intercepted. And a chance to run now for Enriquez. He was pulled down and fouled by Akeem Ward.
Really clever from Enriquez here as he picks up his head. Sees there's no options ahead of him. He sees the oncoming run from Akeem Ward, the recovery run. He invites the contact, he goes down. And that should be this first half for Monterey Bay.
Maybe one more chance for the home side. And the referee will bring this to a close. Interestingly enough, we have reached the break and Monterey Bay have the lone goal in this game so far. It's 1-0 at the break.
Did they give you a Frankie Allop? You are the happier of the two managers, like you said, Josh. You start slow, but you grow into this first half. You do get your goal for Memphis 9-1. How do you recapture the form that you started this game? Because the ball was zipping, you were on the front foot. It's going to be interesting this next 45 minutes.
We have reached the break here from Cardinale Stadium in Seaside, California. Tonight's halftime is presented by Integris Wealth Management. Our score at the break, it's Monterey Bay 1. It's Memphis 901 0.
Coastal Roots Hospitality is a proud partner of the Monterey Bay Football Club. Coastal Roots Events and Catering, along with its 3 iconic restaurants, Montrio, Tarpe's, and Rio Grill, invite you to pick it up and pay it forward, where 10% of all proceeds from takeout orders are donated to various local charities. Their catering service and restaurants utilize local farms, butcheries, and ocean fresh sustainability-driven seafood to deliver unique and exemplary dining experiences. For more information, visit coastalrootshospitality.com.
Are you paying too much for your car insurance? Call Coast Auto Insurance to receive a free quote and see how much you could save. Coast works with over 50 different insurance companies to make sure you get the best rate for your car, motorcycle, home, or business. Coast is a local company with local people. We do vehicle registration, SR22, and insurance for Mexico. Call Coast Auto Insurance today for a free quote and see how much we can save you. Or go to coastautoinsurance.com, where your peace of mind is guaranteed.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
News and notes from around the USL Championship, US Open Cup round of 16. That's coming up in a couple weeks, but how about the month of April for the Charleston Battery?
Top class from front to bottom. Ben Bierman, what he's done, pressing all the right buttons to get the best out of his players. Talking about the best player of this month, Mechanic. 8 goals, 3 assists in 5 games. Fantastic stuff from number 13 for the Charleston Battery.
And in terms of the team of the week this past week, how about Marlon Santos? And then Stephen Glass, he's the coach of the week. A really good week for Memphis after that 4-1 win over the Rowdies.
And I say it every single time the team of the week comes up, Josh. There needs to be an eastern side and a western side. There's just too much talent in USL Championship, but take nothing away from Marlon Santos, a player that we've seen can produce that little bit of individual brilliance and really be that special player for Memphis line of one, but we haven't really seen him get involved in this game so far.
Memphis looking for that. As for what is to come tomorrow, how about Miami FC and Indy 11 to close out the weekend?
And Indy 11 coming off a really confident Open Cup win against San Antonio. They'll go down to South Florida and take on Miami FC when Antonio Nocerino needs to get a reaction out of his boys because they do have talent, but how they execute on game day is going to be a really interesting match.
A game Tuesday, a game Wednesday, 2 on Friday to head us into the weekend, including Memphis. They will be on the road at El Paso. Well, halftime is presented by Integris Wealth Management. Our score at the break, it's Monterey Bay 1 and Memphis 901-0. Stay with us.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2,
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Let's go! I'm about to make my grand entrance.
Do you want to go to the game tonight?
Let's go! I am the future, yeah. I am the future, yeah. Let's go. I am the future, yeah. 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 Let's go. I am the future, yeah. I am the
Montage Health, your hometown team.
Well, the Open Cup is still to come. The round of 16 will start on May 21st, and some juicy fixtures here, including some MLS teams visiting USL Championship sides.
All right, eyes on a couple of them. Sacramento Republic hosting San Jose Earthquakes a couple years ago. Mark Briggs and Sac Republic went on a fantastic run to the final of the Open Cup. Charleston Battery talked about how good they were last month. They'll be hosting Atlanta United. And Sporting Kansas City and FC Tulsa. Those are going to be a really interesting matchup because the USL side, all they can ask for is an opportunity, and the Open Cup gives you that.
And there'll be more opportunity on Wednesday, May 22nd. Sounders Phoenix Rising is a fun one.
Yeah, especially what the Seattle Sounders did with Blue City, going all the way to Pens, but I do think an underrated one is going to be Tampa Bay Rowdies against FC Dallas. We did the FC Dallas Memphis one, and FC Dallas didn't really seem convincing. But it's a completely different ball game now going to Al Lang, and we know how good the Rowdies are at home.
An all USL Championship tie between Indy and Detroit should also be a fun one. The mist and the fog rolling in off the ocean here in Seaside. It's 1-0 to Monterey Bay. at the break.
Hi Monterey Bay FC fans, my name is Jeremy Vanderkratz. I'm the owner of Signs by Van, a local sign company that's been in business since 1981. With over 25,000 signs built to date, we have the largest running staff in all of Monterey County. But don't take my word for it, have a look around Cardinale Stadium and you'll see our craftsmanship all around you. Find your way in, find a drink, find your food, find your seat, and find us at signsbyvan.com.
At Integris Wealth Management, we know what it takes to be a good teammate. For 25 years, we've been your trusted ally. We are local and independent. We care for our clients' money as if it were our own. We believe in doing the right thing and work together to find big wins for you. Integris Wealth Management. We turn values into action and champion livelihoods.
Halftime is presented by Integris Wealth Management. Monterey Bay leads Memphis by a 0-0 at the break. And looking to add on to that in the second 45 minutes. Let's look back at the first half with our halftime highlights. And Memphis starting very quick in this one, but we start things off in the 22nd minute and Traeger forcing the penalty.
And it's that second touch from Traeger, the directional touch as he beats Turchi, and then it's a recovery run from Vomseek that he gets it all wrong. Talking about getting it all wrong, not the best pen from Alex Dixon. Take nothing away from Derek, reads it the whole way and keeps it out of his goal mouth. You talk about Monterey Bay, the decision making to not overcomplicate things, but this touch is just spectacular from Guzman. He understands that Oscar Jimenez is going to go to feet, and then it's a really good ball across in behind this back line. Derek can't come off because it's hit with just enough pace, and Moby Fair, the special player, goes to the corner to celebrate. 1-0 Monterey Bay.
Well, look back at the first half stats. Not a lot of chances in this game, just 2 shots on target for either side. Memphis, though, more the ball.
And Memphis had a lot of the possession, but as the half progressed, their possession kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I do think if you're Stephen Glass, you're looking at that balance between Lapa, Duncan, and Heineman. How do you get them on the ball a little bit more? And do not be surprised if he makes a sub at halftime to provide a little bit of spark in the attacking third.
Looks like there will be a couple of subs, in fact. Ricky, good eye there as Knight Pickering and Abdoulaye Sissoko, it looks like, will be coming on. Both players used off the bench in the Open Cup earlier this week.
Folks, just a reminder, the Union will be back here on Wednesday, May 29th, to take on the Charleston Battery.
Well, don't forget to mark your calendars on Wednesday, May 29th, as Monterey Bay will take on Eastern Conference leader Charleston Battery at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That game will be on CBS Sports Network. You had a fun one earlier today on CBS Sports Network. Detroit City and Phoenix Rising
Shared the points, 1-1. Fantastic goal from Ben Morris and Dorotioto Had a really good acrobatic finish. We'll talk about Danny Stone and Danny Dichio, what they mean. Clicking all the right buttons as of late. Both teams are flying high in their respective conferences.
Players just about set to go for the second 45 minutes here from Cardinale Stadium. So those two subs again, Sissoko and Pickering will be entering. Dylan Borzak and Carson Vom Steeg will exit. Stephen Glass managing his squad after the midweek match. He made no changes to the starting 11. Maybe a bit of a surprise. A couple of players now entering that came off the bench as well in the midweek. Last game going tonight in the USL Championship. We're watching out in Memphis. Thanks for staying up late with us, as we are almost set to get this second half underway. Memphis chasing this game. Monterey Bay trying to keep hold of this lead. Memphis only trailed once at halftime this year, and it did turn into a loss. Monterey Bay has only led at halftime twice. They've won both of those games. There's the whistle. Second 45 minutes underway tonight from Cardinale Stadium in Seaside. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us. Long ball over the top to start things off.
Coming in, number 20.
New substitutions are brought to you by BBSI.
Substitutions brought to you by BBSI.
Siaha. And now here's Alex Lara, who stepped in admirably into that center back spot. Mostly been on the bench to start the season, but because of the suspensions and injuries, he's been thrust into that role. An experienced USL Championship player. Time with Las Vegas and Hartford in his past. As it's been Guzman sliding over to left back, although Frank Gallup doesn't think that'll last too much longer with Guzman more preferred as a center back, although he does have 3 assists so far this season, does Guzman. That should be a handball. Referee content to let it play on. Marlon. It's out for a throw-in. Here's Lapa, trying to return it back in field. Chase Boone intercepts. Sliding challenge put in by Turchi, was won cleanly. Lapa through the middle. Pickering heads it forward and cleared away.
You already see a little bit more of an aggressive approach to the second half for Memphis. So Zoko and and Turchi have the ability to step higher and clog those passing lanes and cut the supply into Tristan Traeger.
Over the top once again. Lara, strong defending. Ball stayed in play, or maybe it didn't. A late whistle, it's a throw-in. Be taken deep in that corner. Enriquez. Turchi. Ward over the top, taken by Bruno Lapa. He's wrestled down and he's fouled. Free kick coming for Memphis in a decent spot.
Just no need if you're Kai Green to make any sort of contact. Bruno Lapa is facing away from your goal towards the stands. Just move your feet, make him play negative, and your job is done. As you lunge in, Bruno Lapa is just so creative.
Lapa delivers. The heads go up. Sissoko a target. Tracked down by Turchi. It looked like he caught Boone in the face as this comes in, but straight out of play. Sissoko. All the way back for Derek, who gets it upfield. Monterey Bay's completely turned this around from the opening few minutes. Enriquez striding forward. He'll turn it back. Guzman lifts in the cross and much too far. But early on, Monterey Bay, maybe the first 10-15 minutes, couldn't get a touch in their attacking half. Now all of a sudden Memphis, they can't get anything going in the attack.
I think you have to look at the center of the park for Monterey Bay to be a little bit more structured in their defensive posture. But then it's the understanding between Baca and Fair. As Baca's on the ball, Fair ventures in between the lines off the shoulder of Zach Duncan and Emerson Heineman, trying to unbalance them. We saw moments ago one pass taking both of those players out of the game. This did not result in an action on goal for Monterey Bay, but those are the types of moves that if you're Frank Yallop, that you want Baca to be pulling the strings.
He told us how important getting Rafael Baca would be for his side, and we're seeing that effect here tonight. Lofted it over the top. Lara got the ball just in time. And a good job by Maury Donor to prevent the corner kick.
Not the first time that we've seen Turchi have the ability to put the ball over the top. Good reading of the play from Lara to come across and get that timing on the tackle just right, as Marlon has a full head of steam going downhill.
Duncan. Lapa. Jimenez to the end line. His cross out of play. This is part of the, if you want to call it, the home field advantage for Monterey Bay. You see the kind of fog rolling in off the water. Gets a little chilly when the sun goes down, a little damp. All plays into Monterey Bay's home field environment here at Cardinale Stadium. It's a unique place. They call it the marine layer here in Seaside. You see it all up and down the West Coast, places right up against the water. And when it gets a little bit chillier, that's when it really kicks in, Ricky. Baca chests it down. I could go on about the marine layer in a baseball sense. I will not bore you with that.
Please don't.
I won't. We're gonna keep it right here. Here's Jimenez and Sissoko. Memphis coming forward again. Akeem Ward chips it forward. Bruno Lapa trying to turn it back. They can't find anything going towards goal. Turchi! Well, that was a decent effort. Kai Green stepping in to block it out. Throwing for Memphis. Maybe it's something like that that can just get this Memphis attack rolling. A foul as Knight Pickering is brought down. And a set piece coming for Memphis, 9:01.
Much like Kai Green on the other side, if you're Lara, no need to lunge into this challenge. Knight Pickering's running away from the goal. He's running towards the corner flag, going nowhere. Just stay your ground. And as you become a little bit overzealous, Oscar Jimenez is going to bend this ball in right on top of that 6-yard box. Do not be surprised if you see a pick for Sissoko.
Jimenez delivers. It was Sissoko. He nods his header wide. And there is the mist. The marine layer coming in. Creating some atmosphere here at Monterey Bay. Beautiful part of the country. Nothing doing there as that ball will stay in play. Maury Donor will get it started again for the home side. Kai Green lofting it forward. It's so congested in the Western Conference right now. 3 points for Monterey Bay would take them into third spot, just 3 points off the top of Sacramento Republic. We were able to fight back for a draw tonight on the road at Rhode Island. For Memphis, this would keep them pretty much towards the bottom in 10th spot. We saw El Paso get a big result last night, going on the road to Loudoun, winning by 2-0. Their first win of the season. And the struggles continue for the Oakland Roots as well. They lose tonight against New Mexico. Siaha scoops this up, and currently 8 points in their first 10 games, Oakland. Here's Baca. Baca was pulled back and fouled. How quickly things can change. We talked about what Hartford was doing maybe in the wrong direction in the East, but what Colorado Springs have been able to do, they've won 3 in a row, unbeaten in 4 in the league. That has moved them up to 8th spot. They're currently sitting on 10 points now, along with Tulsa and Vegas. That's what a few results can do in a very congested Western Conference. Just 10 points from 9th to 1st. It's cut out, and a throw-in coming for Memphis. It'll be interesting to see how Memphis can adapt to this Western Conference this year. You mentioned how good they've been in the past in the East. Reached playoffs in the last 3 seasons. And now they have teams they'll play twice here in 2024 that they only played once in the past, including this Monterey Bay side. They're playing for the second time in less than a month. Oscar Jimenez stands over this corner kick. Lofted in and taken by Siaha. And a chance to counter now. for Chase Boone. Dixon motoring, the cross comes in. It's taken by Tyler Derrick. Well, eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Marlon rolling this across, and somehow no one got a touch on that. Siaha chasing after it. And he'll send it upfield, although it's turned over. He may not be back in goal, and it's tipped over the bar. Anthony Siaha flying around. Can we put that in for goal, or for save of the week as this comes back in? Going over the top to head it away, and it's a foul.
Really good action from Memphis. Just watch the numbers. Getting themselves into the attacking third. Pickering, Luis Fernando, and it's Siaha. Let's go on a little adventure. As you go to the corner flag, you don't hit it well enough, but just watch the recovery speed. Looking like a center back. Up and over the crossbar. Fantastic athletic ability. To be fair, it's a really good hit from Akeem Ward. Even better save from Siaha. Sports Center top 10.
Get on your horse, Anthony Siaha. Kind of got the crowd back into it a bit. Rafael Baca into the book. The yellow card, I think he kicked the ball away. Trying to cut this in. Now it's Jimenez. Jimenez got the cross away, nothing doing. Cleared away by Guzman. Now Boone. Back for Guzman. Luis Fernando. Trying to turn it back, and he lost out. Sissoko. Heinman. Now Akeem Ward lifts the cross in. A header away by Lara. Luis Fernando. Great ball across for Ward. Ward delivers again and headed away. That's a strong defensive performance tonight by Monterey Bay thus far. Baca. And all the way back to Tyler Derrick. Touched out wide, now across, lifted well out of play. Two subs on the way for Monterey Bay. Adrian Rebelar will enter, Alex Dixon and Chuy Enriquez will exit. It's also a return for Walmer Martinez, his first appearance since getting a red card at the end of that game against the Oakland Roots. He was suspended for 4 games for the fight post-game. And now he makes his return to league play. These subs are presented by BBSI.
See how quickly these two players can get up to speed. Rebelar employ that Frank Yal rates extremely highly to play underneath Traeger. Loves his movement, the ability to create separation and be very direct and really challenging the shape of this Memphis 901 side. So expect the home side not to have a second invitation to play into the path of that front line. And then Walmer Martinez, left-footed, going to play on the right-hand side. So do not be surprised if you see him come into the interior looking to combine with the players around him.
Great turn on the far side. Rebelar taking off the ball quickly then after. Memphis trying to have some of this pressure pay off. Ward on the turn. Hakeem Ward shapes the cross in. Now Duncan. Lapa. Trying to come through the middle. Duncan taking off the ball and just sent upfield. Seems like Memphis settling for a lot of crosses, and they don't necessarily have a target number 9 to aim for.
I was just about to mention, as their big offseason acquisition is out due to injury, Nico Brett. Right, you don't have a focal point. You don't have someone to play off of and to make those runs as a tenacious number 9. You look at the front line for Memphis 901, Fernando, Marlon. It was Borzak, Pickering, Lapa, players that want the ball to feet, that want to combine, that want to have quick movements. Those little slip balls in higher up the field. You don't have a true out-and-out striker. And that has been prevalent over the course of the 66 minutes here for Stephen Glass.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Memphis has the most passes they've made in an entire season in this game already. Over 460. They've had quite a bit of the ball in this game as well, over 61% of the ball. And right now, it's not amounting to any goals, and they still need one to find something out of this game. Memphis 0-2 all-time against Monterey Bay. It's still their first trip here to Seaside. Jimenez for Marlon. Luis Fernando. Marlon was caught. Free kick.
So clever from the striker. Just watch as he peeks over his shoulder. He knows the challenge is coming, so he goes down at the slightest of contact. Guzman doesn't like it. He does have an argument on his end. And yet again, this can be really tricky for Siaha. Needs to be very decisive as a goalkeeper when you come off your line.
Lapa rolls this to the top. It's Duncan! That eyes for the top corner. Didn't catch it clean enough. The crosses haven't necessarily been working, but that's also a high degree of difficulty. Kai Green. Here's Guzman. Baca. Homer Martinez. So a quarter of this game to go. In the second half, just one recorded shot. None for Monterey Bay. Here's Baca. Marlon getting end line. Doing well to win a corner kick.
Really well done from Marlon. Very impressive in terms of his work rate to make those selfless runs. And just to pull out one of the two center backs from Monterey Bay. No options whatsoever. And yet you have the ability to get a corner kick.
Jimenez delivers an out-swinging ball. It's in! Memphis have equalized. Bruno Lapa.
Talk about how important set pieces can be to claw yourself back into this game, especially when you're not creating through the run of play. It's the initial ball that can hurt teams, but also the secondary action. Watch everyone in a dark jersey on their heels, gets caught ball watching, no one tracks the back push run, which is Bruno Lapa. Third on the season, but more importantly, draws this thing even in minute 70.
First goal since that Bracey scored in the 3-0 win against Birmingham Legion back on April 27th. He had 5 goals all of last season. His career high, though, came in 2020 when he scored 8. But that is a massive goal for Memphis just to get them back in this game, and finally that pressure paying off. This game very much there for the taking now for both sides. Both teams that really could use another win. Memphis looking for their 3rd in a row in the league, while Monterey Bay trying to avoid a 3rd straight loss in the league and 4 straight overall.
That's a frustrating one to concede if you're Frank Yellow, because you look at the game plan through the run and plays, we haven't really given any clear-cut opportunities.
Chase Boone running right into Akeem Ward, who has played a strong game at left back tonight.
He's been really solid on both sides of the ball. 1v1 defending, but also provides you the quality and the work rate to get around the corner and provide that overload on that far end. Going back to how Monterey Bay concedes, that's not X and O's, that's not game plan, that's just willingness, that's laziness, and the lack of mentality to stay with your individual marker. As a result of that, you concede.
Bagel corner kick.
It's a bagel corner kick on the way for Monterey Bay. Play towards the top of the area. Donor, well out of play. Going to ground was Turchi. All I can do is put it out of play. Martinez on the switch of play. Fair trying to drive it through the middle. It was broken up. And now Lapa running right at this back line. Marlon was offside.
That's the timing once again between Marlon and Lapa. What about that quick touch from Bruno Lapa to create that little bit of separation? It takes just a little bit too long. Marlon was off to the races, playing off the shoulder between him, Lara, and Kai Green. 2v2 going back the other way. It's a really good opportunity for Memphis that goes to the wayside.
Trying to come in Fields. Fair couldn't keep it. Hindman touched it ahead. Lapa now for Luis Fernando. Monterey Bay stretched. Memphis coming forward. Luis Fernando is blocked. Still available. Marlon moves it aside for Knight Pickering. Cleared away by Baca. Crowd trying to get into this. Monterey Bay still trying to get things going in this second half. Just one shot so far. Akeem Ward. It's cut in. Heads go up. Elmer Martinez heads away as far as Marlon. Duncan. Too much on that one. If you can't watch the match on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Marlon, as Jimenez went down and stood up there in the corner by Guzman. Another player going down, a late whistle. It's a free kick. Kai Green back for Siaha. Luis Fernando keeps it in play. Lapa tries to slide it through, and there is Siaha, speaking of sliding, as he gets that one. Baca. Rafael Baca. Boone. Cross bouncing in, taken by Chase Boone. He drives it across. And it's up and out of play, and a corner kick coming for Monterey Bay. It's a bagel corner kick.
Corner kick.
Elmer Martinez delivers. The heads go up. It's off the crossbar, and it's off the crossbar twice. What a chance for Monterey Bay right on the doorstep. And now maybe a chance in transition for Memphis. Jimenez over the top and nothing doing. Dropped it forward again. Traeger, was he tripped? He was. Free kick, Monterey Bay, and this in prime real estate.
Look at this last opportunity. Set pieces. Walmer Martinez puts in a really good ball, but watch as his ball's dropping. It just glances off the post and really throws off Tristan Traeger. Bit of chaos. And right here, it does not hit the post. That ball's in the back of the net. As he jumps, he times his jump to perfection. And once again, as a number 9, your first touch is everything. It requires so much attention. Clear foul. And like you said, Josh, really good opportunity from a comfortable distance for Monterey Bay to put that man under some pressure.
Moby Fair and Walmer Martinez sizing this up. And this, a big moment in this game with 10 minutes to go. Moby Fair just wide. Derek was a spectator. 2 subs coming. Xavi Nalati will come on for Monterey Bay. That was the last touch of the game for Moby Fair. Nearly ended it with a brace. On the other side, it is Samuel Carriaga entering. These are subs presented by BBSI. Luis Fernando will be exiting. Trying to play this into the corner. Traeger stepping around. Was he caught? Sissoko pleading that he did not commit that foul. It will be a yellow card when he gets back to his feet. Sissoko has his name taken.
Traeger has shown the ability to be very composed with the ball at his feet. It's a mistime challenge. That's very rash from Sissoko. The ball's gone. He catches all of Traeger, none of the ball. How good has Traeger been? Comfortable with the ball at his feet, the willingness to be direct.
I like that from Bruno Lapa, going up to him and saying, kind of a teaching moment there as Sissoko gets back in the play.
And this can be really interesting for Derek in front of him with the traffic oncoming. If I am Lotzi here, I'm betting this ball right in front of that goal, aiming for right around that back post. Any sort of deflection, it's a nightmare.
Now Lotzi, he's on the right foot, Martinez on the left. This is Nalati. Not a bad effort, putting that in a dangerous area as Baca keeps possession. All the way back for Siaha, who sends it forward again. Trying to win an aerial duel, and they do. Walmer Martinez. He comes in fields. Guzman stepping around. Guzman bouncing around and cleared. Here's Kai Green.
Really good ball.
Trying to spring Chase Boone forward. Guzman again, dummies it through. Walmer Martinez, a chance to cross. Great ball in. Sissoko's header will take it out of play. Corner kick, Monterey Bay. This game's starting to come to life. It's a bagel corner kick. Walmer Martinez, you'll have to wait a moment.
They go corner kick.
Kyle Johnston stepping in. Quick conversation with the captain, Kai Green. And good to continue on. Walmer Martinez delivers right on top of Derek. Scrambles, get back to his feet.
It's a handball.
Referee did not see it. It looked like it was. And now it's a late whistle. And now you'll draw the ire of Stephen Glass. And this might be a yellow card going to the manager. And it is. You saw everybody stand up on the bench for Monterey Bay. We'll see it again here.
As this ball rotates out, watch the right arm on Cariaga. It's a handball, clear as day, but it's good refereeing. As our center referee doesn't have a clear line of view, he's speaking to our fourth, or he's speaking to the sideline, and that's what gets called for the handball. Top level stuff for Monterey shooting crew.
Baca lifting it in. Sissoko to clear. Nalati. Baca moves it out wide for Guzman. The in-swinger into a good area and cleared away again. Is this a chance to break? All by himself, now has some support. Cariaga. Samuel Cariaga moves it ahead, and Kai Green gets it out, but it's a corner kick coming for Memphis. This game is there for the taking.
End-to-end stuff. Once again, it's the decision-making. It's a good run for Marlon. He pulls out a center back, but Cariaga need to be a little bit more decisive. You take too many touches, and as you take a little bit too long to make your decision, you give the ability for Monterey Bay to recover and put out any sort of danger.
Oscar Jimenez and Bruno Lapa will exit. Noe Meza and Alvaro Quezada will enter. They are BBSI substitutions. Zach Duncan now. It's an in-swinger punched away by Siaha. There was a foul. There are 3 Monterey Bay players down. 2 of them back to their feet, and now Siaha.
We've seen some confident goalkeeping, whether it is Derek or Siaha commanding their 6-yard box. One of the most important things for a goalkeeper is how decisive can you be, and you stick to your decision, especially with the traffic oncoming.
Duncan strong in the middle. Over the top, Marlon. Marlon could be in! Marlon scores! Memphis take the lead! From 1-0 down, 2-1 up!
You play Route 1 if you are Memphis. And once again, it's a center back Tershi. Really difficult to see where he starts, if he starts on beyond Lara there. Tershi, just the ability to rope a ball over 60 yards. And we spoke about Marlon, the work rate to be vertical, to be direct. Wicked deflection, nothing that Siaha can do. And it's off to the corner for Marlon. Fantastic stuff from the lone striker for Memphis 901.
That is now his 3rd goal of the season. It is also 6 goal contributions in his last 3 league games. 2 goals and an assist against Tampa Bay, 2 assists against Birmingham, and now a goal here tonight that could give Memphis all 3 points. Guzman chips it forward. Traeger looking towards goal and scooped up by Derek. Something tells me we might have a few more chances in this game.
Just see the intensity rising as we approach the 90th minute mark. Too much talent on this field not to have fireworks and not to have any sort of magical moments.
Nolati, he scored some late goals in this venue before, but for the opposing team, as it's moved out wide, the cross, it's Traeger! Just like that, Monterey Bay are level!
Talked about the attacking display for Monterey Bay, but if you're Sissoko, there's no need to step there. Now it's emergency, it's the recovery runs. But watch the movement, the head up the whole way from Chase Boone, looking for a dark jersey. As Revelar slashes across that near post, he pulls out Turchi. Kai Green, Roman Martinez at the back post, but yet no one marks Tristan Traeger. Any sort of contact, you put it on target, you give yourself a chance. And once again, we're drawn at 2 apiece.
Another goal for Tristan Traeger, his 5th of the season. Another healthy goal brought to you by Taylor Farms. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Where do we go from here? Nolati moves it ahead. Traeger, it's Chase Boone, and it's saved! There was a follow-up that was missed, and now Memphis is off to the races. What a finish here at Seaside. Leading the break and cutting this in. Now it's Knight Pickering. Pickering battling. Everybody just dog-tired right now. Now 1-1, I was going to say. I'm not sure if there's been chances to win it, but I'm not sure if anybody really has it in them. And now here we are at 2-2. And now it's Zach Duncan. Pickering's cross, headed away. Noe Meza. Akeem Ward puts it towards goal, and it's taken by Siaha. Two minutes and 5 seconds between the 2 goals.
Let's go, fans. Make some noise.
Midway through the minimum of 4, we might get a little bit more as Donor sends the cross in. Derek is strong and he claims it. Wide open here. Pickering. Marlon. A whistle to stop play. And I believe there's a player down in the box. It's Traeger who is down. Well, this is just a moment for everybody to catch their breath, but that was a pretty heavy collision between Derek and Traeger. I'll be curious to see how much time is added on to these 4 minutes. The goal went in just moments before stoppage time started. And Traeger is still on his back. This is a very important player for Monterey Bay. There are good attacking options on the bench. And it'll be Anthony Orendine who will enter. It's the end of the day for Tristan Traeger. And Traeger is hobbling off the field. I hope that he is okay. Monterey Bay will head to Loudoun United on Saturday. As for Memphis, they will travel to El Paso on Friday. And there is confirmation of the sub. It's a BBSI substitution. Back to play, or well past the minimum of 4. And we'll see how much longer this continues. It's all up to the referee, Kyle Johnston, now. Kai Green loses out. Is this a chance for Memphis? Cariaga in for Marlone. It's blocked. Another chance. Chipped up to the back post and out of play. Or did that go out of play? I think they're saying it did. It'll be a goal kick. We think we maybe have at least a minute more. Switch of play. Guzman. Broken up in the middle, Martinez, and that is full time. A frantic finish here in Seaside, but it finishes all square. What a game, 2-2 points shared.
What a massive performance for both of these ball clubs, and I do think a draw is deserved. You talk about this Memphis line on one side, started to grow into this game, especially in that second half of Monterey Bay. If you are Frank Yallop, you're going to think that point slipped out of your finger. The way that you conceded that set-piece goal is going to be frustrating, but take nothing away from the fight. What a fantastic match of football we had.
We will come back and wrap things up right after this. We'll try to make sense of it all, that crazy finish, the full-time score. It finishes Monterey Bay 2, Memphis 901-2. Stay with us. Full time here from Seaside, Monterey Bay and Memphis. A dramatic 2-2 draw to end the night in the USL Championship. The points are shared. It's time for tonight's Man of the Match. It's presented by Golden Memorial. And how about Tristan Traeger saving something for Monterey Bay in this game?
He draws the pen, he scores the goal. He was so good for Monterey Bay, but it's everything he did off the stat sheet. The work rate, the willingness to be direct with his movement and stretch this back line for Memphis line of 1. Tristan Traeger was fantastic for the home side.
Monterey Bay have now won 6 points from losing positions this season. Only Charleston have won more, and it was Traeger early on winning the penalty.
And it's a second touch to go horizontally that gets Vomsteeg in trouble. Alex Dixon unable to convert the pen. Big time save from Tyler Derrick. When you look at this touch from Guzman, just so good. Anticipates as Oscar Jimenez is going to go down. That's one thing, but it's a whole completely different thing to put the ball in as Moby Fair gets on the score sheet. Set pieces, set pieces, set pieces. Sometimes it's not the initial ball, it's a secondary side that can hurt you. Marlon does just enough to help it on. And the playmaker, Bruno Lapa at that far post says, thank you very much. 2-1 is their life for this Memphis line of 1 side. We play direct, we play route 1 into the path of Marlon. Lara a little bit slow to close down. A wicked deflection, nothing that Seahawk can do. And Marlon thinks he has a winner.
And then we weren't done. 125 seconds between goals. Traeger salvages something.
The execution, the numbers for Frank Yelp is going to be so pleased. But as this ball comes to Chase Boone, his head is up the whole way to find Tristan Traeger. Good finish. You see what it means to the coaching staff from Monterey Bay.
Well, that will do it for our coverage tonight from Seaside. A dramatic finish here between Monterey Bay and Memphis. And it finishes all square after 90 minutes. For our entire crew, broadcast partner Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long. Our full-time score, Monterey Bay 2, Memphis 2. Good night from Seaside.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.